Hi Bethanites, welcome to our Bethany Devotional. Today I will be sharing on living a spirit-filled life from the book of Galatians. Let me read to you the passage from Galatians chapter 5 verses 16 to 18. So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. Now in this passage, Paul tells us that when we walk by the Spirit, we will not pursue the desires of the flesh. In the final chapters of Galatians, Paul made it clear that our commitment to Christ is based on the free gift of grace through faith. It also results in a life of walking by the Spirit. Even though we as Christians are filled with the Holy Spirit, life is not a bed of roses. We all face challenges in our relationships, workplaces, and schools. We also struggle in our own weaknesses and bad habits. In order to experience a transformation and not gratify the desires of the flesh, Paul said that we must walk by the Spirit, allowing Him to fill us and be in control of our lives. Therefore, in order for us to be filled with the Holy Spirit, we need to yield to the Holy Spirit's control. To yield to the Holy Spirit's control means to voluntarily surrender our lives to the Holy Spirit. In other words, when we are faced with challenges in life and when we struggle with our own weaknesses, we do not give in to the desires of the flesh, but we choose to be sensitive to the Holy Spirit's leadership and guidance, to be obedient to His promptings, and also to depend on His strength. The more we yield to the Holy Spirit, the more victories and breakthroughs we will experience in our lives. Now, in order for us to be filled with the Holy Spirit, we also have to develop a deep relationship with God. I recall when I was a young Christian, a pastor told me that the Holy Spirit is a person, that we can befriend Him and talk to Him all the time. I heed the advice and began to talk to the Holy Spirit just like a friend. And as the relationship grows, I realized I began to open up areas of my life to Him. And because of this intimate and deep relationship I have with God, it becomes easier and easier to yield to the Holy Spirit's guidance and control. I began to see transformation in my life, and my husband can attest to it because he saw the change in me in our early marriage life. So in conclusion, all of us can decide who rules our lives. We can either actively surrender to God or go our own way deliberately. I would like to encourage all of us to choose the former and not the latter, because the fullness of the Spirit and godly character await those who choose God over themselves. Live a Spirit-filled life today. That's all for today's devotion. God bless.